Hi, I'm Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with a Yamaha Model C3 built in Hamamatsu, Japan in 1989. This is the very common 6' 1" grand piano, or at least at the time this piano was made, the smallest member of the Conservatory series, the C series. It didn't start making the C1 and C2 until 1994. This has the very common polished ebony, which my colleagues, of course, have done a beautiful job preparing, buffing, polishing, really making everything shine on this piano to make it a beautiful piece of contemporary furniture. And I just noticed the fall board, while not strictly speaking a slow close, it is a back-weighted fall board, so it will hurt your fingers less if it accidentally gets dropped, closed, than a fall board that doesn't have a back weight, which is what most older pianos have. So a nice little feature. Ebony sharps too, a nice little touch that they added on these later model C series grands, I've noticed. This piano that we've worked on really didn't need a whole lot when it came in. I understand I think it was a previous owner of this piano, was a Rick Jones piano customer, and they traded it in, they kept it in good condition, didn't abuse the piano, and they elected to take advantage of their lifetime 100% trade-up guarantee, which you could do with any piano in their inventory. Just make sure it's in tune twice a year and kept away from kept in a moderate and stable humidity situation. This previous owner, as I understand, took care to make sure it would be good because they had us at that time install a climate control system. This is the Damp Chaser Piano Lifesaver system, combining a humidifier mechanism and a dehumidifier mechanism controlled by a humidistat, which itself plugs into the wall. It will dial in the relative humidity of the piano, tucked right underneath where the soundboard is. Dials it in right around 45%, so it prevents the soundboard from expanding and contracting too much. And well, the piano wasn't very much out of tune when I just tuned it earlier this afternoon. And usually when the piano comes in with a climate control system, they tend to be closer to being in tune. That system really stabilizes it and prevents it from moving around as much. The soundboard, that is. So it stabilizes the tuning and it makes the piano sound better in the long term. That's normally a $598 value when we install a new system on one of our other pianos, but that is already included in the price of this piano, so rest assured this piano's already been taken care of with respect to that. And it has so many of the musical characteristics that you would expect out of a Yamaha. A nice clear sound and a touch that's not too hard. It feels fast. The tone, it's not as bright as other Yamahas I've played. There's really not a whole lot of hint of brightness in the tone whatsoever. There's no harshness. It's just a very smooth tone, but it's not mellow either. So I'll rate the tone a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10, from mellow to bright, right in the middle. Very even across the keyboard too. The touch, I want to say, is just a little bit on the light side. I've played lighter touch pianos, lighter touch Yamahas, and they are known for not having as much of a hard touch in contrast with their competitors Steinway and Kawai. So for those who don't want as much of a hard touch, Yamaha is very often the choice, and I think this is a good example of it. It's not too easy, and I hesitated to give it a rating of a 4 on the scale from 1 to 10, from light to firm. it still has a massive feel to it. Well, it's maybe as light as you would normally expect from a relatively larger piano. Um, with the larger piano, larger soundboard, longer strings, they equipped the action with somewhat larger hammers compared to smaller baby grand pianos, and the keys are also internally longer to get better leverage. So generally the bigger the grand piano, the more massive it feels, even if it's not a whole lot of resistance in the keys. It just has a substantial, massive feel, and well, that's what serious pianist expects from a piano, because that's what's going to be similar, at least more similar to what's on stage. And so pianos like this are very often the choice of piano teachers to teach on, and also to have their students learn on, if possible. So I'll call it a 4 on a scale from 1 to 10 for the touch. I would normally, well, it feels like a 4.5 to me, but it's just a little bit light. It does have a middle pedal sostenuto, another feature you'd find only on more premium grand pianos. This is the selective version of the right pedal, which, as you might know, lifts all the dampers off the strings, like that. If you only want some of the notes to be held, you would depress them on the keyboard first with your fingers, and then depress the middle pedal normally with your left foot. It only works on the ones you pre-selected, and it's like what you would find on a Steinway Grand. So, really nice piano. I hope you can come out and see it for yourself. Stop by, play this or anything else in our inventory. If you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email if you have